Hello guys, welcome back to my channel. Thank you so much once again everyone who has clicked on this video to watch this. So previously I made a video about NEET and I got a lot of comments, and I just want to thank everyone, each and everyone, for commenting also, and also for ask like I was not able to reply everyone, so I was just reading and I realized that some of you guys have asked me what was your motivation, or or what did you do during your need, and like since you're someone who just passed class 12, like what should I do, how should I start. So I just want to make this video as an encouragement for the people who are new and for the people who are in the process of giving their exams, and to everyone who is like in the future who is planning to appear for this exam. So as through my experience, as I share this, I really hope that I can encourage at least some of you guys. And yeah, that's it. And if you guys are wondering what from where do I vlog, this is my room, my hostel room. And yeah, this is my walls. I love having my flowers and all. So yeah, I just love collecting all this, and these sticky notes that you can see, these are all my notes because I'm really bad when it comes to remembering names. And also I always write the hard names, medicine's name, and always paste it so that I can keep on revising. And it's a really good therapy for me. And this is how I started to study during my need also. I was recently in my videos I just shared about my friend who appeared this NEET exam, and I told you guys, right, that I went inside her room and literally her room was like filled with these sticky notes, and it was so beautiful, but also like it was so nice to see how how she just like did, and that I was really good, to be honest. Yeah. So leaving aside all that, okay, so let me just share my experience. Because last time I was just answering questions, so today I'll be just trying to tell you guys about my personal experience of this NEET journey. So first of all, I came from a background where like my sister also went through the same, my elder sister. So I'm actually the youngest. Like me, my mom, and my sister, two of us were there. And my sister, that is 3 years older than me, she was also preparing for NEET, and her journey was very different from my journey too. And for me, my sister is like a very big motivation for me. I don't know, because whenever I look up to her, like the way she studies, the way she is, it always keeps me motivated, and I wanted to follow this path do because of her. But also I think the main reason why I chose this path to go for MBBS is because my mom, like since childhood, she has always been so strict when it comes to like studying, especially with me, because I was the child who was like a bit very naughty and very all this like not that disciplined compared to my sisters. So yeah, my mom used to be really strict with me, and at one point she even thought like I cannot be like my sister eldest, obviously, because the way we study and the way my sister is like way ahead of me. So like in family this comparison and all happens, and for me I think it's fine, because if you take it in a positive way, it becomes a way of pushing yourself. And for me, I think by the grace of God, I do get in a positive way. I do get hurt, I do got a lot of doubt on myself. But when I look back, I realize like if that thing did not happen, that comparison didn't happen, I wouldn't have tried so hard also. So like I think back then when I used to feel like I was being compared to myself, I will get really mad at my mom, because I don't know why she always compare like that. I will be telling to myself, and then I'll be like, I'll do better, and these things kept me going, and I came this far. But also, as I said, if you take things in a positive way, it really pushes you. Yeah. So yeah, that was the thing. And then for me, like being in class 10, I was someone like I did not know what I wanted to do. Like just growing up, whenever someone asks me like, what do you want to become in the future, like that, I always tell myself and tell the people around me, just for the show of telling people, I will be like, oh, once I grow up, I want to be a doctor. I want to help people. That will be my speech. And it's so funny because that time I did not know, and I just said plainly because like my mom literally wanted both my sister and me to become doctors. And you know, for my sister, yeah, she really wanted to become a doctor, but for me it was just for the saying of saying that I wanted to be a doctor. And it's funny because now that I'm literally pursuing this dream, it just feels like a dream, because I never thought that I would come to this path. And then I passed out class 10. And I remember, it was very funny of me also. Like, I was confused whether to take science or arts. And, every time I would pray to God. And when I pray to God, I'll be telling God, like, if I got, like, a good percentage, then I will. Because for me, like, being that average student, like, I thought, like, I may not be able to, do what my sister is doing, because when I was in class 10, she was already in class 12, and I used to see her studying so much. And when I go through her textbook, the textbooks are like so big, and I'll be like, oh my gosh, this is not my thing. And I'll literally tell my sister, like, oh my gosh, how do you even study like that? So yeah, so I told God like that in my prayers. And then my class 10 results came out, and I was like, oh my gosh, I think I'm destined to go for science. So I said, okay, fine, at least for the sake of going again, I will go. Then I went, and then class 11, 12 is like my life, you know, as someone who wanted to know God. My life completely changed once I, you know, passed out class 10. I think during class 11, I had a really spiritual, growth. And I really give thanks to God because I was a lost child. I don't know what to do. My spiritual was also so bad, and I was someone who believed in God, but I was so lost. And I think I started knowing who really God is and how important it is to have God in your life. And that's when I started my journey, my faith journey with God. And during that time, I just knew that, even though science was really hard for me, like, God has just this part for me. And I just told God that, as you led me through class 10, I believe you will lead me through class 11. And that's how I came. And during that moment of time, when I thought to myself that, even during that time, I was quite aimless. But there was one thing that I really wanted to do, was to become, uh, you know, a preacher. I wanted to really go for studying theology and all. But then things didn't work out that way. And then I passed class 12, and I had 3 months to prepare for my this NEET exam. But I actually did not appear because I was like, oh. And I think one thing, if I look back, for people who are really serious about this, if you're someone who's not like me right now, and you are someone like you have been dreaming of becoming a doctor from your childhood, and you really mean it, and you are like someone that I have to, then I think I will encourage you that if you're right now in class 11 or in class 12, like, start studying from now, start preparing from now, because you will save your year if you really study hard from now. Because it's not like, if you don't it's not like if uh, I mean, like, it's not like if you don't prepare now, so you won't get nothing like that. But if you prepare now, in these 3 months that you will have as a crash course, like, it will be very easy for you to get through if you work hard if you start preparing from now on. And that will save your years a lot. But then if you are someone who couldn't do that, and still you are like, you're not sure what to do about your life, and you're just going, then it's fine, because look at me, look at my life. Today I'm here. And exactly, like, things happen in a very different way. And for me, I really like, because I don't regret, obviously, because of this situation that happened in my life. I truly value what I have right now. And also, like, when I think about it, I just find it so beautiful. The journey, I find it really beautiful how God brought me this far. And a girl like me who didn't have a dream, is now dreaming to be someone, is now dreaming to be that girl that she has always, told people about. So it's just so amazing. And as I said, I didn't prepare during my crash course. I just said I want to appear, so I didn't appear my exam, and I started preparing for my 1 year. So during that journey, you guys may be wondering, so if you were not wanting to become a doctor, if you were, that was not your intention in the first place, why did you choose this? Then I obviously will say that it's because of my mom. Yes, my mom was my biggest motivation, to be honest. Like, during every exams of mine, the person that I think about the most is my mom. Why? Because for me, growing up in a family where I didn't have a father who had to raise me, but I do have a spiritual dad, but still, mm, not having a father in my life, not having a father so in my life, my mom became my dad and my mom, and she the way she carried things and sacrificed things for us really made me want to do it for her. And maybe my way of pursuing my dreams was not the right mindset of not thinking about myself, but because people say like follow what your heart says like that, right? So I did. Maybe my heart didn't say like follow your dreams, but at least my heart said to follow the right thing, and I don't regret it right now. And I'm really happy that I took my mom as my motivation. And every time when I was preparing for my NEET journey, I just remember that there were night where I would just cry, and I'll feel so down because in a life like this where competition is so high, you get discouraged, you get demotivated. And when there are times when you can't even share it to someone else, so it becomes very hard for you. But then, and when no one stays for I mean no one is there to support you, to be there for you, it becomes very hard. But for me, you know my mom was always there for me. I remember like my sister got through it by the grace of God, and she went, and when she left, it became only me and my mom. And my family had to go through some stuff, and during that moment it really broke me. But then, the most beautiful thing that happened for me during my new journey was, I just remember how clearly that I had a really bad relationship with my mom growing up. And then during that time when my family, during that 1 year preparation of my NEET, when so many things happened in my family, when a new relationship started to happen in my family, I started to realize what my mom is for me. I started to realize how, you know, valuable my mom is. Like, I took her for granted for so many years, and I feel so bad when I think about those days. But also when I look back, it just make me realize that all things work for best. And as I said, my mom became the reason why I chose the path to be a doctor, and I don't regret it. And also, whenever I always tell myself this, whenever I feel like I'm going to give up, I always remember my mom. And you know, I don't know about you guys, but for me, I have seen the smile on my mom's face whenever I prove her wrong on my exams. Like, she'll be like, "You're going to fail. You won't be able to do it." But when I prove her wrong, like, I just see the smile on her face. And when I was praying for NEET, also as I went through that drama in my family, I started seeing and noticing myself that my mom means so much to me. And when people disrespect her, when people put her down, it really breaks my heart. And that was the reason why I wanted to make her proud so much, that you know even when it was so hard for me, even when it felt like giving up, even when it felt like this was not meant for me, I told God about it, that no, Lord, I want to do it. I want to do it for my mom. I want to make her proud. And the joy that you get when you see your parents being proud, being happy, I mean, that is the most beautiful feeling that even the parents and both the children can go through. Like, for me, I remember the day so clearly, that when my mom, like after my NEET exam, I mean after the day I prepared my NEET, and I came out, she was there outside waiting for me, and she was like, "Marnie, how's your result?" And I was not sure, but then there was a peace inside you know inside my heart, and I just felt that peace. And I just felt like God telling me it's going to be all right. I just felt that, but I didn't tell my mom, and I was just like, I don't know, I have to go home and check. And I went home, I started calculating. I was so scared because during that time I found chemistry really hard. Like, it shocked me. I prepared so much for chemistry, but I forgot to, like, I focused on organic and inorganic so much that I didn't focus so much on physical. But then from physical, so many things came, and I was like, shit, I think I messed up. Like, and I came out like that, but I didn't tell my mom, obviously. But then I went home, I was checking, and I was checking, and whatever I did was correct, and there was less mistakes compared to what I did. So I was like, oh my gosh, and I calculated, and it came out. And that night, I remember mom was next to me, even she was counting, but she was so scared, and she's just there waiting for me like that. And then I counted, and when it came out, oh my gosh, I remember my mom and I crying. Both of us were hugging each other, and we were crying. And deep down, just in my heart, like, I just felt like I did what I've been dreaming of. Like, the thing that I've been holding, my like the thought like that I wanted to make her proud and make her smile. I think that happened, and I didn't tell her, but inside my heart I just felt like I've done what I needed to do. And I was so happy that the least I can do for my mom is like, study hard. And I'm happy. I was really happy that I did that. And so as I'm talking, I'm remembering how my mom was so happy. That's why it's making me emotional. But these are tears of joy, because it's so weird when you see your loved one being so proud of you and being so happy. And my mom went through so much that she deserves so much, and this is just a little thing that I'm doing, and I really pray that I'll be able to do something so much more for her. But yeah, that day was really special, and I cannot forget the day in my life. The smile on her face, and the funny things when I got through NEET, like I just know my mom, calling everyone, calling my family members that my child got through again, because just before that year my sister got through, and the next year I got through. So my mom was shit. She started thanking God so much, and she just went there. And the funny thing is, like, my mom I saw my mom being so proud for the first time. And whenever both of us will go out, for shopping and all, I see her, like, she'll meet her friends. And even before her friends ask what your children are doing, she will just, so happy. She will be so happy that you'll just out of excitement go and tell the people around her, like, oh, my daughters came through NEET, and I'm so proud. And like the praises that you get, and she'll be so happy. And we'll be like inside the car, and I'll be telling her, why do you always go and tell people around? She'll be like, she'll laugh, and she'll be like, I just love telling, because she's proud of it. She's proud of what she did, and I'm so proud of what she did for us. And I think the joy that you get is just it's just so beautiful. So, like, whoever is it that is watching, as I shared this story of mine, I hope that it will motivate you. I don't know what your reasons may be, for whatever reasons you may be praying for your NEET journey right now, but every time remember the reason for why you started this. It may be because it's your biggest dream. It may be because of your parents. It may be because of someone that you look up to. And I will encourage you to keep on going, because no matter the reason, whatever the reason is, at the end, when you get through it, you find the most joy in it. And even if you're not doing it for your parents, just remember that when you get through, the biggest and the proudest people in your life will be your parents. And I think no son, no daughters will ever want to see their parents will never want to see their parents being unproud of them, right? We all want our parents to be proud of us. So I can just say that keep trying, keep doing your best, even on days when you feel demotivated. Always do your best. I'm not saying do your best and forget, get worn out and done. No, but then on your part, what you can do it. Don't waste your year, another year. I know life is hard, life is unfair for some people. It may not be the same with mine. It may be more tougher for you guys, but then that doesn't mean that you start comparing, or you start saying things. But it's that focus on what you can do hard, work hard and do your best. It's not easy, but you can do it. So keep on trying, keep on doing, give your best. And I know NEET is such a journey, where we learn so many things. And it's so sad that we hear news about our own brothers and sisters who are appearing NEET giving up their life, because it's so hard for them. But I will encourage you all not to do that, because even if life is unfair or life is hard, everyone is going through the same. And when you feel like it's so hard for you, just remember that everyone is going through the same. Everyone who appears NEET, for everyone it's hard. No one in this world will say that it has been a good journey for them, and everyone will have different stories. And don't compare yourself with others also, because comparison can literally bring you so down. It can demotivate you in the worst way, because you may have been through the same. And that's why I always tell, never compare yourself with others, never compare your story with others also, because God has written everyone's stories differently. And that's why, focus on your life, on what you can do, and do your best. And if this is not for you, then it's all right, because there's so many other things that is ahead in your life, and you have so many much more to do. This is not only the path. So if you don't get through this, don't give up. But if you don't get through this and you want to try it again, keep on trying. It's never wrong to, give chance to your dreams. For me, my sister, like, she appeared for almost like two years, and like she didn't get through, and I saw how demotivated, how hard it was for her. But then when she got through, and right now in the position she is in right now, my sister used to tell me, like, and I also tell her that, I think you not getting through during that year was God's plan, because right now in the situation she is, like, she is exactly where she needed to be, and God has blessed her with people that she needed to be with. So it's so beautiful. Like, during that time when we are going through something, we might feel like, this, why is this happening to me, why am I going through that? But once you come out of that season, and when you look back, you will just realize that whatever happened in your life, like, it all happened for a reason. Like, it literally did. So, I would just say, take that as a motivation, and study hard, give your best. And since exam is literally coming after like May 1, 2, 3, this Sunday, right? So all the very best to all the people watching, and do your best, and I just pray that God will help you as he did to me. And study hard, everyone, and take care. Bye bye. And keep up to comment, because I would love to hear people news that you got through like that. And even if you did not, even if it did not go well, then don't give up. You can do it again next time, and just keep on trying, keep on living, keep your best, and just the rest keep in God's hand. And when you prepare your exam, just remember that God is with you. You don't have to focus on any other thing. Your only focus should be on your exam, on God, and do your best, and that's it. So thank you so much, everyone, for watching. I know it's a really long video, but I hope that this video will really encourage you all, whoever is watching. And yeah, thank you. Bye bye. Take